Joseph, Nancy, and I are still thinking about teaching Alan and Sara a very big lesson that they won't forget.
And in particular, we should still separate him from that daycare buddy. All she does is she gives everything he wants, and especially has to take care of that poor big toddler.
I know, right? Especially our plan of creating Sara the Teeth Girl using Karen's cloning machine did not work. We still need to think of something different this time.
I know, let's get Sara suspended from school. In that way, we can separate her from the big toddler. He needs to grow up and act his age for once.
Oh, that's a great idea. I agree with you that Alan needs to act his age and move on from baby stuff.
Even I am moving on from CoComelon and Super Simple songs, because I like Family Guy a lot more, and even The Simpsons, like I said before. I've realized I am too old for preschool shows.
Once again, that is really good for you, Joseph. We're so happy for you that you now moved from baby shows, and that you like Family Guy and The Simpsons a lot more.
So, Joseph, have you had anyone get suspended from school or from their jobs before?
Oh yes, many times. Just like in January 2023, I got my big sister DW suspended from her high school just because she gets everything she wants, and I made a robot that looks like her, and destroyed the entire classroom. Also, I even tried to get Dave Johnson terminated from his job back in April 2024, and decided to make the robot to hold a tantrum in Dave's bus and sing preschool shows. And I did this for Dave because he refused to let me board his preschool bus and I wanted to be in preschool, not the 5th grade. But Superintendent Chandler informed me that I don't belong there, since I was in the special school and had to repeat the 5th grade, as they were about to replace Dave with another school bus driver.
Oh yeah, I remember when Nancy and I got Alan suspended back in January of last year. What we're going to do is we're going to make a suit that looks like Sara. One of us will go into the suit, get Alan out of the quiet room, and then lecture him about how he is too old for baby shows. Of course, he is going to have a tantrum because he won't learn anything.
Oh, that's a good plan. And which high school you and Nancy attended just before you came to the special school where I'm still attending?
We went to Johnson High School.
And Principal Wilson has always criticized us when she told us over and over that Alan has autism and is doing independent study in the quiet room, when in fact, we didn't believe her. And speaking of which, what time are we going to make this plan happen?
We're doing it this Wednesday, the day before we get off for fall break, and we are going to do this during the lunch period.
I have never been to your old high school, even though I sneak into Lakewood Elementary quite a few times all because of Miss Stillwater, as well as a number of other schools before, but I actually like this idea better than when we created Sara the Teeth Girl. So, I got an idea. Tomorrow, just before Wednesday, how about you two can come to my house so we can create a robot that looks like Sara to make this plan going? I have all the robot parts set up in my garage.
That's a great idea, Joseph.
Yeah, and we also can't wait to see the look on Sara's face by getting suspended from school, especially when she and Alan are definitely too old for baby shows.
Well then, so we already have a plan. I will see both of you tomorrow before the big day on Wednesday. Roger, Nancy, I'm so glad you two were able to make it just in time.
Same here, Joseph. I can't wait to make the remote-controlled robot that looks like Sara.
Same here as well, Joseph.
We're going to the garage to make the robot. Come on, you two. Let's get this plan going. It's a very good thing that I still have a lot more robot parts when I got to help Chris get his teacher terminated from her job the other day. But now, let's get the tools out of the toolbox so we can all make the robot that looks like Sara.
Wow! The only thing is, How long is this going to take?
Under normal conditions, this will usually take 2 to 3 hours. But since we can always use GoAnimate logic, it can take us under an hour, like around 30 to 45 minutes.
All right then, let's do this. All right, we just made the robot in under an hour. I like your ideas, Joseph.
I agree with Nancy.
Under normal conditions, this will usually take 2 to 3 hours. But since we can always use GoAnimate logic, it can take us under an hour, like around 30 to 45 minutes.
So Joseph, what time are your parents coming home?
They'll be back in about 45 minutes from their shopping, and I can let you two leave the house through the garage door.
That sounds good with us, Joseph. I'll hide the Sara suit under my bedroom so that my parents won't find out about this. But now that we built a robot that looks like Sara, we are all set for what will happen tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be a great day.
We'll see you tomorrow, Joseph.
See you tomorrow, Roger and Nancy.
Oh, great! We have to hide somewhere before anyone can find us.
See that tree over there? That's a very good hiding spot. Come on.
Alrighty then, now that we arrived at our old high school, this is the moment we've been waiting for. Nancy, get into the Sara suit, while Joseph and I will watch over so no one catches us. We are going to make the Sara robot to tell Alan to get out of the quiet room, then lecture him that he is too old for baby shows, and then stop being his friend Dot.
Here I go.
Yes, we made it. We can't wait to see the look on Sarah's face getting suspended for lecturing Alan that he is too old for baby shows and stop being his friend. This is going to be the best day in our entire lives.
Wow, this has to be the best episodes of CoComelon. I cannot wait for Sarah to come over once her class is over.
I am going to lecture Alan about how he needs to stop watching baby shows, and then I will stop being his friend. Let's do this.
Oh, my goodness, Sarah. You look very angry right now. Why is that?
Alan, we need to have a very serious talk. I am so fed up with you watching baby shows. I told you many times that you're too old for them, but you never listen to me, and that's why you act like a 3-year-old.
Wait a minute, something here is fishy. You got to be Roger or Nancy wearing the Sara suit.
Hey, don't you talk back to me like that. It's only going to make the situation worse. I'm telling you the truth, you need to grow up and act your own age. I suggest you should watch shows like The Simpsons, Family Guy, SpongeBob SquarePants, Regular Show, King of the Hill, The Office, and Friends, not those baby shows like CoComelon, Super Simple Songs, Bubble Guppies, Shining Time Station, Jeopardy, Wheel of Fortune, Sesame Street, Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood, Barney and Friends and Teletubbies. You're too old for them, period. Either that, or you will face even more serious consequences.
Look, you must learn that nobody is too old for anything, and I have autism. And I only know very well you're just a clone, and you were likely created by some troublemaker to impersonate you.
Oh. How dare you criticize me? You should know better than to do that. For this, you are grounded for triple infinity. And for this, I am no longer your best friend ever again.
Yeah. Please, Sarah, I'm so sorry, please don't stop being my friend. I am not too old for baby shows, I promise that I will behave better.
Stop crying, you're not a baby, you're a senior in high school. I am tired of your childish nonsense already. Maybe if you never throw tantrums and act like a 3-year-old over the years, then things would not have come to this, especially when we are about to go to college in January. Now, go back to the quiet room, and I hope a new best friend of yours will help teach you a big lesson of not being a toddler. So, goodbye, you big childish motorcar crybaby.
I don't want Sarah to leave, 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 I don't want Sarah to leave.
Oh my goodness. I heard that Alan is crying once again. Let me go check.
Yeah.
Alan, don't run away. It's all right. Come back, come back, come back, come back. Oh no. This is so sad. Who could have hurt Alan's feelings like that? But whoever did this is going to be in a lot of trouble. I'll check the CCTV footage.
So, Nancy, how did it go?
Well, the suit was made such that Sara would lecture that big crybaby to stop watching baby shows. Plus, she even stopped being friends with him in such a way that he cried even harder and ran away from school, meaning that he didn't learn anything.
And it's even better than getting the big baby suspended last year when he held a tantrum in the hallway. And this will realize that Sara will be sent to Principal Wilson's office at any minute. Now, before either one of us gets caught, we will use GoAnimate logic to teleport us back to the special school before we are late for our afternoon classes. Joseph, will you do the honors?
Grounded, 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 grounded.
Let's take a look and see who could have hurt Alan's feelings and made him cry like that. I think I got an idea who could have done this. Wait a second, this can't be real.
I am going to lecture Alan about how he needs to stop watching baby shows, and then I will stop being his friend. Let's do this.
Oh, no. This is totally not real. Sara would never do anything like that. But wait, this video could have not been modified. I was sitting here in my office right before Alan threw a tantrum and ran away crying to the front door.
This is weird. Alan was here like 30 minutes ago, and now I can't find him. I wonder where he could have gone. Wait a minute, I heard him throwing a tantrum in the hallway while I was in a study session for one of my classes.
Sara Hoffman, please report to the office immediately. Sara Hoffman, please report to the office immediately.
Guess I better go see the principal. Maybe she has answers to why Alan was running away from school. Principal Wilson, why do you look so angry? What did I do?
Well, Sara, you should know exactly why I'm angry right now. I have surveillance footage from the CCTV cameras of you hurting Alan's feelings by lecturing him that he is too old for baby shows, grounding him for no reason, and then causing him to cry and run away from school, and even stopped being his friend.
I have no idea what you're talking about. When did this happen?
Stop lying to me like that. It's only going to make the situation worse. And the incident happened around 20 minutes ago. At least that is where I heard Alan throwing a tantrum on the hallway, and then he ran away crying and left the school grounds.
I also heard his tantrum from the hallway. In fact, we all did, and I was in my classroom at the time.
Sara, what did I tell you about lying? Perhaps, if I show you the footage, then you will understand better. Come over here. Now, I will play the footage.
I am going to lecture Alan to stop watching baby shows and stop being his friend. Let's do this. But Mrs. Wilson, I am going to be honest with you. There is no way that I could have lectured Alan like that and made him cry, and I was in my classroom the entire time.
Are you serious? In the video, it looks exactly like you. Sara, you don't ever hurt people's feelings, especially if they are disabled and with autism. For this, I am going to suspend you from school, which means you will repeat the 12th grade next semester. Now, get out of my office, pack your things, and go home.
Sara, you don't look particularly happy, and why are you home early?
Well, Mom and Dad, you won't believe what I am about to tell you. But I have gotten suspended from school for the rest of the term for something that I didn't even do.
You've got to be kidding me. What exactly happened?
Well, I was doing a study session in my classroom, and then Principal Wilson showed me surveillance footage of someone looking like me by hurting Alan's feelings that he is too old for baby shows, making him throw a tantrum, stopped being his friend, and ran away crying.
Did this really happen?
Yes, the person in the surveillance footage was impersonating me obviously, and I had no part in this. I have a pretty good feeling that some troublemaker is behind all of this.
We're also going to talk to the Dean of Students about this, because we know that you don't behave the way you did when you were much younger.
I know, right? But I'm going to go upstairs, because this is absolutely ridiculous.
You know what? When I was watching through the surveillance footage, there was only one part of the video that I wasn't paying close attention. I have to go back to the beginning of the video and see what really happened.
Alrighty then, now that we arrived at our old high school, this is the moment we've been waiting for. Nancy, get into the Sara suit, while Joseph and I will watch over so no one catches us. We are going to make the Sara robot to tell Alan to get out of the quiet room, then lecture him that he is too old for baby shows, and then stop being his friend.
Here I go!
Yes, we made it. We can't wait to see the look on Sara's face getting suspended for lecturing Alan that he is too old for baby shows and stop being his friend. This is going to be the best day in our entire lives.
No, 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 no.
No. Oh, my goodness. I cannot believe that it was those three troublemakers who actually did all of this. They are going to be in a lot of trouble. I am going to inform Principal Jones from the special school about what happened, and then we will also notify their parents.
Mr. and Mrs. Red, Mr. and Mrs. Schneider, and Mr. and Mrs. Andrews, thanks for coming. Mrs. Wilson came here to show me some surveillance footage from her office about what Joseph and Roger and Nancy did at Johnson High School, and she was able to download it onto her phone. The 3 students had snuck into the Johnson High School yesterday by hiding near the bush, and created a robot that looked like Sara so that the robot can lecture Alan by stop watching baby shows, grounding him, and even stopped being his friend, and then make Alan to throw a tantrum on the hallway, and then he ran away crying. And that's why it caused Sara to get suspended from school and falsely into trouble. Thankfully, I was able to rewind the footage to see this just in time, but Joseph, Roger, and Nancy, because of your actions, you 3 are going to be donating your electronic devices to Sara.
No, not my Xbox. Please don't do this to me. I don't deserve this.
Too bad, Nancy, you're not getting your Xbox back after what you did to Alan and Sara. Same thing for you, Roger. You're going to have to donate your laptop to Sara, since you still have your desktop computer at home.
No, not my laptop. Anything but that. I bought it with my allowance money.
Too bad, Roger, you're not getting another laptop after how you treated Alan and Sara.
And the same goes to you, Joseph. We're going to have to take away your tablet to give it to Sara.
No, you can't do this to me. I don't want my tablet to be taken away. I didn't even finish playing Roblox.
Well, that's how things are, Joseph. You're not keeping your tablet after what you did to Alan and Sara, especially when you snuck onto another school campus when you're not a student, like Lakewood Elementary for example.
Not to mention, as I was watching through the surveillance cameras here in my office during the lunch period yesterday, I saw you 3 teleported with an airlock door to Johnson High School with the Sara suit. Joseph, Roger, and Nancy, you do not go onto a school campus where you don't belong, especially for trying to get someone suspended just because they are too old for baby shows when in fact, nobody is too old for anything, and also for making the robot was not Alan's friend.
And because we know very well you 3 were bothering Alan and Sara in the past, you will be serving 2 months of community service starting from this weekend until the end of this semester.
Also, you 3 will be serving in school suspension here in the special school, starting from tomorrow and for 2 weeks straight, and maybe through the end of the semester, if you continue behaving the way you 3 do right now.
I agree with Mrs. Jones. For you, Roger and Nancy, I told you many times that you need to stay away from Alan and Sara, but you 2 never listened to me, as I often told you before. Because of what the 2 of you and Joseph have done to Sara, you 2 will no longer enter Johnson High School, ever again. If I catch you again, I will get Officer Kevin to come and deal with you. And Joseph, I don't want you on my school grounds for at least 2 months, and until you can learn not to cause any trouble, especially when you sneak onto a school campus you're not enrolled at. Now, you are free to go.
Joseph, Christopher, Reed. We told you many times that you're not supposed to sneak onto a school campus that you're not enrolled at, but you went ahead to help Roger and Nancy get Sara suspended from school, hurting Alan's feelings, and causing a lot of confusion. And as a result, you get to serve in school suspension for 2 weeks and perform community service until the end of the semester. You should be ashamed of yourself.
For this, you will be grounded through the beginning of the spring semester. We do not want you hanging out with Roger and Nancy anymore because they are big-time troublemakers. And just like we said before, you are still getting coal for Christmas once again this year. Last but not least, we will make sure that you're not going anywhere near Alan and Sara, just like the Johnsons. Seriously, Joseph, you need to leave them alone. Now go upstairs to your room now, and in about 15 minutes, we will be upstairs to take away your tablet so we can give it to Sara.
Wow.
Joseph Christopher Reed. Stop it. Just stop it.
Roger William Jason Gibson Schneider, what did we tell you about staying away from Alan and Sara? We can't believe that you, Nancy, and Joseph got Sara suspended from your former high school by creating a robot that looks like her, lecturing Alan to stop watching baby shows, and even stopped being Alan's friend so he can run away crying from school.
First of all, we told you many times that Alan has autism, and can react to certain things to cause him to get depressed. Second, you don't sneak onto a school campus where you're not allowed. For this, you will be grounded through the beginning of the spring semester. No hanging out with Nancy and Joseph anymore, and no leaving the house, other than going to school and performing community service. And just like we said before, you're still getting coal for Christmas again this year. And for sure, Roger, you really need to leave Alan and Sara alone for good. Now go upstairs to your room now, and think about your actions. And in a few minutes, we will be upstairs to take away your laptop so we can donate it to Sara.
Why?
Roger William Jason Gibson Schneider, that's enough slamming doors, now.
Nancy Alice Andrews, we cannot believe that you and Roger and Joseph snuck into your former high school by creating a robot that looks like Sara, lecturing Alan to stop watching baby shows and for no longer being his friend, which caused Alan to cry, and for Sara falsely suspended from school and into trouble.
First of all, we told you numerous times that Alan has autism, and he is in the independent study program in the quiet room. Second, you do not ever sneak onto an old school campus where you don't belong there anymore. For this, you will be grounded through the beginning of the spring semester. No leaving the house, other than going to school and performing community service. No hanging out with Roger and Joseph ever again. And like we told you before, you're still getting coal for Christmas again this year. Seriously, Nancy, you really need to leave Alan and Sara alone. Now go upstairs to your room now, and think about your actions. We will be upstairs in a few minutes to take your Xbox away, so we can donate it to Sara.
What?
Nancy Alice Andrews, stop it. Just stop it. Seriously.
Sara, can you come downstairs? We have some exciting news to share with you.
Sara, we just got a phone call from your principal, and the good news is you didn't hurt Alan's feelings by lecturing him to stop watching baby shows at school, made him run away crying, and for no longer being his friend. It was Joseph, Roger, and Nancy who were the ones who did it.
I had a very good feeling it was them. They always cause so much trouble for me and Alan. But wait a minute, if they are the ones who were behind all of this, how did Principal Wilson find out from the surveillance footage that it was me who did it?
They made a robot that looks like you, and one of them got into the costume to impersonate you, and that's why the robot can lecture Alan to stop watching baby shows and for no longer being his friend, which caused him to cry and run away from school.
We also wanted to tell you that your principal informed us that you are now no longer suspended from school anymore. And do you want to know more great news? You don't have to worry about those 3 troublemakers anymore. They are now getting grounded by their parents, getting in school suspension at their special school, and performing community service. Plus, your principal told us that their parents are going to be donating their electronic devices for you in just a few hours. Isn't that nice?
That is even better news, indeed. And I am very happy to be back at school, especially taking care of Alan in the quiet room.
Say, Sara, would you like us to call Alan's parents so we can all go to Olive Garden to celebrate this weekend so we can make up for this?
Definitely, that sounds wonderful, but for now, I am going to see what homework assignments I have missed, and probably will send a message to Alan for the confusion, so I will see you both at dinner.
See you at dinner, Sara.